I'm gotta get organized here. Okay. Good evening, everyone. It is 5:02, and I call the public meeting to order. I want to thank everyone who is joining us this evening. If you want to make a public comment on the items listed under the closed session agenda, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk. Ms. Lizondo.
Public hearing for visitors who wish to address the board on closed session items. 15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on closed session items. Speakers seeking to comment on other items are requested to make those comments during the public comment portion of the meeting at 6:30 p.m. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes, and the school board is prohibited by law from taking action on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusions should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. Excuse me. If you wish to address the board on an item included in this section of the agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining us remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. We will allow speakers from the audience to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. No? President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Thank you. Seeing or hearing none, I close public hearing and I adjourn to closed session to discuss items 1A through 1D. The board will reconvene at the conclusion of closed session. Good evening, everyone. It is 7:22 p.m. and I call this regular meeting to order. Welcome to tonight's board meeting. I want to welcome the media and everyone joining us in person or on Zoom. We ask those joining us this evening to please silence any electronic device linked to this meeting. If you'd like to make a public comment, please listen carefully to the directions provided by the clerk at the opening of each public comment period. Ms. Lizondo, Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, staff, and members of the public, I'd like to remind us all of our vision and our mission. Our vision states that Madera Unified will set the standard for hard work, creativity, and resiliency with a fearless drive to continuously improve. And our mission states that we are committed to creating and sustaining a culture, enabling Madera Unified students to experience an unparalleled educational journey that is intellectually, socially, and personally transformative. That's what we're about tonight, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 3, roll call. Ms. Lizondo, would you please call roll?
Trustee Mejia. Present. Trustee Ahmad.
Here.
Trustee Cortez.
Here.
Trustee Dybert.
Here.
Trustee Fleek.
Here.
Trustee Salazar.
Here.
Clerk Mendoza.
Here.
And President Seibert.
Here.
Good, all here.
Thank you. Trustee Mendoza, would you please lead us in the flag salute?
Sure. Please stand and face the flag, north wall. Ready? Salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag, of the United States, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible.
Thank you, Clerk Mendoza. Tonight's invocation will be provided by Reverend Tate of the Missionary Baptist Church of Madera. I would invite Reverend Tate to the podium.
Let us pray. Dear Heavenly Father, we come once again thanking you for allowing us to come into your house, Father God, as a whole in the school district, Father. We thank you for the leaders that's in position to guide our children, Father. Father, we ask you to just continue to bless us and guide us and strengthen us as we move forward in this mission, be able to do your will in the school district, Father. Father, we ask you to give them traveling grace to ones who come from afar, We ask you to continue to bless our children, Father. We ask you to let no weapon formed should prosper against us and the family members. We ask you to pull down all the strongholds, Father God. In your son Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you. Pastor Tate, Reverend Tate. Closed session referral action, Superintendent Lyle.
We have none this evening, sir.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Adoption of the agenda, Ms. Lizondo.
Action to add or delete items from any portion of the agenda or to discuss any consent agenda items must be taken prior to the adoption of the agenda.
Superintendent Lyle, does the staff have any items to add or remove from the agenda?
We do not.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Trustees, do you have items to add or delete from the agenda? Okay, trustee, you have a motion, a second to adopt the agenda as presented. Please state your name when you make the motion and second the motion.
President Seibert, I so move to adopt the agenda as presented.
Trustee Fleek, I'll second.
It's been moved by trustee Salazar and seconded by trustee Fleek to adopt the agenda as presented. Ms. Lozano, would you please pull the board?
Trustee Mejia,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek.
Yes.
Trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. One of the vote was preferential.
Thank you. Item number 6, communications. 6A, student and staff recognition. 6A1, Madera Minute. Do we have student staff recognition? We don't have anybody?
Just the Madera minutes this evening, sir.
Okay, the Madera Minute then.
So President Cyber Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, I invite you all to watch this video with our highlights for the last few weeks of outstanding activities across the district.
Welcome to this edition of Madera Minutes. We begin by highlighting excellence in our schools. The 2025 Madera County Excellence in Education Awards recognize 3 Madera Unified staff members. Kristen McKenna, Director of College and Career Readiness, was named Administrator of the Year for expanding opportunities that prepare students for success. Kristen Sheehan, Madera South High Ag teacher and FFA advisor, earned Teacher of the Year, inspiring students through agricultural education. And Lupe Ayala, custodial supervisor, was nominated as an Employee of the Year for his dedication and positive impact across our schools. Turning to student leadership, Madera Unified welcomed students and activities directors from across the Central Valley to the annual California Association of Directors of Activities CADA conference at Torres High School. Middle and high school students came together to share ideas, hear from engaging guest speakers, and learn strategies to strengthen campus culture, inclusion, and equity. At the elementary level, nearly 1,500 TK through first grade students had a hands-on adventure at the Madera South High School farm during Agricultural Literacy Days. Guided by Madera FFA members, students enjoyed hay rides, visited the petting zoo, and created picture books showing an orange's journey from farm to table. And to top it off, each student took home a pumpkin grown right on the school farm. Families were at the heart of our 9th annual Parent and Community Engagement Conference, organized by the Parent Resource Centers Department. The day featured virtual morning workshops, followed by an afternoon event at Matilda Torres High School, where nearly 600 family participants took part. Highlights included a resource fair, a keynote presentation, parent awards, and a donor raffle. The conference showcased ways families can support student success and celebrated those serving on PAC, DLAC, and SSC. Over at Torres High School, Homecoming Week brought the excitement to life with the theme Lights, Camera, THS. Students enjoyed a parade, a community carnival, and a spirited rally, all leading up to the big game. Students crowned homecoming royalty Angelo Adame and Jalen Mitchell, while local business owner Marcel McAllister was honored as Grand Marshal. Our district's dedication to inclusive teaching continued with the Elementary Teacher Support Mentor Program. In the second of 3 workshops on culturally responsive teaching, teachers explored ways to connect students' cultures to learning, challenge biases, build strong relationships, and create equitable classrooms for all. Finally, Hispanic Heritage Month was celebrated across the district, including a lively event at Pershing Elementary. Students and families enjoyed mariachi music, folkloric dancing, and a variety of activities honoring Hispanic culture and traditions. And that's a wrap on Madera Minutes, celebrating learning, fostering belonging, and living the spirit of We Believe.
Okay, item 6B, public hearing for visitors to wish to speak on a subject not on the board agenda. Ms. Elizondo?
15 minutes of this portion of the meeting are reserved for members of the public to address the board on items not listed on the agenda and within the jurisdiction of the school board. Speakers are limited to 3 minutes. If the subject is an item on the agenda, the board president has the option of asking the speaker to hold a comment until that item is called. Comments on items listed as a public hearing on the agenda should be held until the hearing is opened. The school board is prohibited by law from taking actions on matters discussed that are not on the agenda, and no adverse conclusion should be drawn if the school board does not respond to public comment at this time. If you wish to address the board on an item not on the board agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. Go ahead. Oh. Yes.
I'm on now, okay. Good evening, members of the board, the trustees, Superintendent Lyle, Madera community, and my fellow Madera Unified teachers and employees. My name is Daniel Strobel. I'm a teacher at Madera High School. I come to you tonight not just as a teacher, but also as an advocate for the people who are the heartbeat of Madera Unified, our educators, students, and staff. Frederick Douglass said, "It is easier to build strong children than to repair broken men." These words remind me of the work we do to invest in the future. But investment cannot be limited to new facilities, topping positions, and outsourced contracts whose measured impact on students falls short of the impact a teacher, on-site administrator, and other on-site staff member makes. We believe that your investment in your teachers is falling short. Last year alone, over 80 teachers resigned from Madera Unified. These weren't just teachers walking away from the job. They were coaches, club advisors, CTE leaders, future administrators for the district. Opportunities for our students stem from staff who develop and grow into these site leaders. When they leave, we don't just leave staff, we lose experience, continuity, and the mentorship that helps grow makes our children stronger. We love data and numbers don't lie. We all know, as you know, that neighboring school districts such as Clovis, Central, Fresno, and Golden Valley are compensating their teachers more on nearly all comparable pay scales and ranges. With my ear in the hallways at MHS, these numbers matter more now than ever for our younger teachers who are trying to buy a home, raise a family, or pay off student loans. If we believe in excellence for all and a promising future for our students, we need to retain the next superstars in education. The how, when our contract offer falls so far below other school districts. Part of my sports analogy here, but I believe that we can agree that professional teams with higher payrolls attract and retain the best talent. And while MEDA is not asking to be the New York Yankees of professional education, we are demanding that we are not the Oakland A's. And while money does not buy passion, it supports stability, experience, development, and retention. We should not be developing our competing districts' future all-stars. They should be all-stars right here in Madera for our students. If Madera wants to compete in education's big leagues, we need to invest big in professional educators. Winning doesn't happen on belief alone. And that brings me to our creed. We believe in building strong relationships, and we believe in rigorous expectations and for all students with supports, as well as the other parts of our creed. And we also believe in maintaining a financially sound and effective organization. But somewhere along the way, the last point seems to have overshadowed the others in the creed. The district's focus on being financially sound resembles the priorities of a for-profit business rather than a public institution of learning, where fiscal responsibility comes before fair pay, classroom support, and staff retention. We train our community and the very creed that defines us. Effective organizations invest in its people, our students, and the staff that shape them, because people are what make any business thrive. Let us not lose tomorrow's talent over a contract dispute today. If we believe in our students, we must believe in those who teach them. If we believe in excellence, we must offer fair contracts to attract and retain and develop talent. You know, we live in the future, we must invest now. Thank you for your time and consideration.
We have no others who want to address the board.
Thank you. Seeing or hearing no one else, I close public hearing. Item number 7, student board representative report. I invite Valerie Baca, Jimenez to prevent the, pardon? She's not here. Okay. Okay, to present alternative education student board representative report.
Good evening. Can you guys hear me? Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, and board members. My name is Valerie Baca Jaimes. I am a junior at Furman Independent Study. I will be presenting information on behalf of the alternative education schools. Next slide, please. First is Mountain Vista High School. Next slide. On Friday, September 6th, the class of 2025 gathered on the Mountain Vista field trip. Mountain Vista field to watch the sunrise together, celebrating the start of their senior year with friends and school spirit. Next slide. Mountain Vista students participated during lunch to prepare for a volleyball tournament, showing their dedication and teamwork. Students participated in playing board games during lunch. They enjoyed friendly competition and building connections with one another. Next slide. Mountain Vista recognized Mr. Jones as teacher of the term, Mr. Landeros, our safety officer and staff of the term, and Amber Burks as student of the term of their outstanding dedication and contributions to our school community. Next slide. Next is Ripperton High School. Next slide. Our staff at Ripperton nominated these students for the Student of the Week of the month of September. These students displayed resilience, optimistic, accountable, and dedicated themselves, family, school, and communities. Next slide. Ripperton Road Runners competed at the 2025 Volleyball Dragon Fall Ball Classic Tournament on September 12th in Merced, California. Led by PE specialist Mr. Chacon, the Ripperton Road Runners were victorious, winning the tournament and becoming the 2025 Volleyball Dragon Ball Classic Term champions. Our Road Runners displayed commitment and resilience throughout this tournament. This is the first time in school history that our Ripperton Road Runners won a championship in any sport. Next slide. On September 26th, our students and staff visited the campus of California State University, Fresno. Our students and staff participated in the Edge Challenge rope course at Fresno State University. The Edge course combines the latest practices in leadership and personal effectiveness education. Next slide. Next is Furman Independent Study information. Families learned about the requirements and steps for applying to UC or CSU school. They had the opportunity to fill out the FAFSA with the help of staff members who were presented. Never mind, that one's fine. Leadership students and staff members put on a successful breakfast burrito on sale on September 17th. Students, parents, and MUSD staff all agreed that the burritos were delicious and the service was great. Next slide. Students were able to attend one of several community college presentations. They learned about the local community college and how to apply to them. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jimenez. I invite Kaylee Dawes to present the Madera High School Student Board Representative Report.
Good evening, President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, Superintendent Lyle, Board of Trustees, and members of the community. Tonight, I have the privilege of presenting Madera High's Coyote Column. This semester, our MHS cross-country and cheer teams have been keeping busy and connected to our future Coyotes with their annual jogathons. This has been an experience for both our student athletes and the Blue Pyramid schools they've been helping with, because who doesn't love having fun while raising money for a great cause? Next slide, please. Our featured club of the month is our Block M. On October 2nd, members of the Block M volunteered at the annual rescue mission banquet. Their hard work, positive attitudes, and commitment to helping others embody the true spirit of community as well as Coyote pride. They'll be gearing up for one of our biggest fundraisers of the year with the time-honored tradition in homecoming flowers. Don't miss out on your chance to grab one. Next slide, please. Our counselors collaborated with the UC and CSU systems to provide workshops that promoted college preparation among students. These workshops focused on important aspects of college readiness, such as application process, financial aid, and academic planning. MHS counselors have played a vital role in guiding and supporting students, especially seniors, with things such as FAFSA as they begin the next chapter. Next slide, please. On Monday, October 6th, all three of our high schools' leadership classes came together to host an annual Central Valley Leadership Conference with over 2,000 students in attendance. It also marked as the first Madera Unified Leadership class was in attendance. Student leaders were treated with keynote speakers, workshops, lunch, and a chance to connect with other schools across the valley. A special thanks to Mr. Speed and the Matilda Torres team who graciously played a host for the event. We look forward to making more core memories on our campuses. Next slide, please. Last week, our Link Crew leaders took a kickoff of our AFU in Math 1 classes. This presentation centered on the theme of challenging oneself both academically and personally. During the lessons, Link Crew leaders engaged students in discussing about stepping outside of their comfort zones and embracing difficult tasks and developing a growth mindset. Next slide, please. The kitchen has been up and running with culinary students helping cater a thank you breakfast to our staff and admin on National Pancake Day. Recently, the ROP culinary students have been celebrating Hispanic heritage by whipping up Hispanic-inspired dishes from conchas to Cuban sandwiches. Next slide, please. We are thrilled to celebrate our senior athletes and honor their dedication, hard work, and achievements throughout their high school careers. We began the week with girls golf senior night and ended it off with senior night for football, cheer and dance, color guard, and band. This week also featured our Pink Out game to raise breast cancer awareness. This week we started it off with senior night girls tennis. Next slide, please. On October 9th, the Coyote Choir had an opportunity to perform at Fresno State College Choir Festival. Additionally, they attended clinics and received training from college singers across the state. Tomorrow night, they'll be showcasing their talents with series of Disney concerts in the Abbey Grace Theater as they raise for future trips. Next slide, please. Our PBIS team held their monthly Minga store, which was a huge success, encouraging positive behavior across the campus and motivating students to continue demonstrating perseverance, respect, integrity, dedication, and excellence. Next slide, please. We hope you'll join us next week as we celebrate homecoming in the Coyote Country. Please take a moment to look at our upcoming events. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Dodd. Item 8, student board member report. Student Mia, I invite you to share your report with the board.
Good evening, Board President Seibert, Board Clerk Mendoza, School Board Trustees, Superintendent Lau, and members of Madera community. I am Trustee Malia Mejia, here to represent the Purple Pyramid and my fellow students at Madera South High School. Tonight, I would like to provide an overview of our campus life. As the Stallions progressed in their athletics, there were some significant highlights made. For starters, a huge congratulations to our girls volleyball team for beating our rivals Matilda Torres in a close score of 3-2. This helped them to achieve a 5-game winning streak so far in October. Our next great success is for girls golf, as they successfully completed their goal of becoming NYL champions, winning all of the league golf tournaments, including our own golfer, Belen Hernandez, achieving second place in the entire NYL. Keep up the good work, Stallion Athletics. Currently, Stallions are looking forward to our DreamWorks homecoming events and football game. Organized by our ASB, we have a week full of exciting dress-up days planned, as well as some activities for our homecoming court to have some friendly competition, including today's cardboard boat regatta, where nominees had 2 hours, 3 rolls of duct tape, and a cardboard to build a boat to make it across the pool. All of the teams wound up a little bit wet, but a lot of excited about all the fun that we are having. Our clubs here on campus will participate in our annual parade, showing their featured DreamWorks characters' designs on floats. Finally, at the end of our homecoming week, this Friday, the football team will take on Roosevelt High. We will also be looking forward to crowning our 3 homecoming winners. Our Stallions are really excited for a long-awaited Shrek the Musical, brought to us by our theater department. These students have been working really hard for this production and are proud to announce that the opening night will be this Thursday. Huge shout out to the Madera South High School Band and Guard for starting off their show season last Saturday. This is just the beginning of many competitions they will be performing in. Throughout the last month, September 15th through October 15th, our Stallions have been celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month with performances and meetings where students discuss the many impacts that Hispanic culture has made on our shared history. As we progress in the school year, us Stallions will continue to achieve greatness and utmost success. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee Mejia. Item number 9, consent agenda, Ms. Lozando.
Items listed under the consent agenda are considered to be routine and are acted on by the Board of Trustees in one motion. There is no discussion of these items prior to the board vote unless a member of the board or staff requests specific items be considered and discussed separately and/or removed from the consent agenda prior to the adoption of the agenda. It is understood that the administration recommends approval on all consent items. Each item on the consent agenda approved by the Board of Trustees shall be deemed to have been considered in full and adopted as recommended.
Okay, I now open the consent agenda for public comment. Ms. Lozando.
If you wish to address the board on an item included in the consent agenda, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you are joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board on this item.
Thank you. Seeing no one come forward, I close public comment. I now entertain a motion to approve the consent agenda. State your name when you make the motion and when you second the motion.
Trustee Dybert, I move to approve the consent agenda as presented.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Been moved by trustee Dybert and seconded by trustee Ahmad to approve the consent agenda. There are 3 resolutions on the consent agenda. Mrs. Zondo, would you please poll the board for the record?
Trustee Mejia,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 1 vote was preferential.
Thank you. Item number 10A, information and reports. Union time. At this time, I invite presidents of the unions to address the board. Mr. Holder.
Board President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, board members, Superintendent Lyle. I would assume by now that you are aware that yesterday at the end of the bargaining session between the Madera Unified Teacher Association and Madera Unified School District, the ending result was that we are now formally at impasse. Our CTA staffer and legal is preparing the impasse letter that will be sent to the PERB, and we will then start the mediation process. It's my expectation that after the mediation process, we will end up in fact finding. And after that, we will go through the formal step of probably a last best offer, and then MUTA will have to do what MUTA has to do. Once again, I ask you to please take a look at the whole situation and consider the ramifications of what is playing out right now. 13 years ago, when I was elected president, MUTA was in another situation with the district. I believe only one of you was on the board at that time. And during that time, the district had made decisions to keep approximately 40% of MUTA members as temporary. They were shackled down and kept as temporary employees by this district. When I and former President VP stepped in, that was stopped through an administrative law judge. And from that point, approximately 400 MUTA members were transitioned to permanent status. Now, 13 years later, through ups and downs, I had truly believed that the district and MUTA were moving in good direction together. And now it seems like once again, we have gone back in time. It is your capacity to change this, but I do not think that that's going to be your decision. I believe 2 weeks ago or a week ago, I'd asked you about not sending over the waiver to the county for the reversal or not following Ed Code 41372 for the 55%. I asked for at least one of you to not sign. I asked Board President Seibert for you not to sign it, and it was unanimous. You sent it over for approximately $29 million to be diverted from the classroom. Tonight, I see that it was adjusted, and now you are going to do another one. It's down to about 10 million. I still ask again, Board President Seibert and board members, you do not send a waiver over. But again, I expect that you will. So respectfully, please look at the whole process and picture of what's happening here. The facade of we believe is collapsing. MUTA members don't believe it. Many of the community now don't believe it. I will say that everything that is happening right now, on one hand, I got to probably say thank you, because what you are doing is strengthening MUTA. You are strengthening the incoming educators, teachers that have been here for 5, 10 years, and you're waking them up. Their eyes are opening. So respectfully, again, the we believe propaganda ain't going down very well with MUTA members. So while there's time, please look again at what's happening. And there is time, but at least 5 of you have to make that determination. 4. So thank you. And what happens, happens. This is, again, unfortunate. And I wish that it was not occurring. But again, sometimes things like this have to happen. It is strengthening MUTA, and it is bringing new leaders that are going to drive MUTA into the future forward. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Holder. Any other union presidents here tonight?
No, not at the moment.
Okay, thank you. Item number 11, superintendent's time. Superintendent Lyle.
President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, and public, I'd like to first start off by saying that pretty excited to share the upcoming changes potentially in boundaries that will help us get to the point where our schools are right-sized again. I think it just really can't be emphasized enough that it's been since about 1980 or so that our schools were at around their design capacity. And next year with the opening of King Hussein, that will be changed for the first time in decades. So that's really exciting. I know that that's catching on out there a little bit. I'm hearing about it different places I go, and there's quite a bit of positive buzz about what that will do for the health of the district and for student opportunities. So I just wanted to say thank you for all of that, because it's been quite positive out there, and it's scheduled to open on time. So just some more formal remarks. The educator of the year was our excellence in education recognition was fantastic at Madera County again. The educator of the year was the incomparable example of professional excellence, Kristen Sheehan from Madera South. Where she teaches ag science courses and helps students win regional, state, and national recognition. Ms. Sheehan has been honored in multiple venues. She should be rightly honored right here in Madera, and she's broken records, set new standards, inspired students throughout her entire career. And the ag department will agree that Ms. Sheehan is one of the cornerstones of Stallion success. I'd also like to thank and recognize the county administrator of the year, who is a paragon of excellence in productivity and implementation, Director Kristen McKenna from College and Career Readiness. Kristen has had incredible success as an ag teacher, a coordinator, and a director with stronger CTSO programs than ever before, but nothing has had the lasting impact of the MUSD graduate profile, and she's led from the beginning of the concept until its brilliant implementation last spring. Thanks to the high school teachers, their leaders, advisor teachers, the elementary teachers and middle school teachers that participated, and all the administrators that organized this, for helping bring the graduate profile to life. And congratulations to Director McKenna for her outstanding leadership. I'd also like to share with the board that we had our strategic action plan day 2 over on Monday, October 6th at Madera South High School. I'd like to report to the trustees and public that the teacher leaders and administrators continue to place the academic success of our students at the center of their collaborative planning and collective leadership. We are again very proud of the ever-increasing professionalism, teamwork, and sense of responsibility present in those meetings. And we're very proud of the work, and we're very optimistic about our current direction. And then lastly, I'd like to read a prepared statement. So this is for information release. The district tenders a last, best, and final offer to Madera Unified Teachers Association related to the 2024-2025 labor negotiations. On October 14th of 2025, the purpose of this communication is to provide an update to the educational community regarding the status of the 2024-2025 labor negotiations between Madera Unified School District and the Madera Unified Teachers Association. Following a round of labor negotiation meetings that commenced in November of 2024, the district has provided MUTA with a last, best, and final offer. The terms of the district's last, best, and final offer are as follows: a 4% increase to base salaries for all members of the bargaining unit, retroactive to July 1st of 2024. The district respectfully offers a 4% base salary increase, or $5.4 million in ongoing salaries for bargaining unit members. In addition, all employees, including MUTA members, receive a 3% increase toward the district's health and welfare benefits contribution. For MUTA members, this equals $800,000 in ongoing contributions. As of July 1st of 2025, the district contribution toward health benefits totals $21,162 per MUTA member. Continuing investments to district programs in education. Despite a 1.07 COLA provided by the state for the 2024-25 fiscal year, the district continues to balance its commitment to student education programs, support services, quality facilities, while seeking to offer competitive total compensation working conditions to its employees. The district seeks to maintain research-based support for teachers, increase teacher leadership / decision-making opportunities, increase professional collaborative team / personal time, and general working conditions budgeted in the following areas: 21 teacher support mentors totaling $3.1 million, 64 elementary enrichment teachers, the specials, totaling $7 million, 27 7-period day teachers totaling $3.2 million, 266 strategic action plan teacher leader stipends totaling $1.5 million, and 277 graduate profile advisory stipends totaling $300,000, 37 district academic coaches totaling $5.4 million. In total, between 2021 and 2025, Madera Unified School District's Board of Trustees has approved the addition of approximately 315 MUTA members due to the opening of Torres High School, Madera Technical Exploration Center, and the addition of elementary enrichment classes, specials, secondary 7th period in middle and high school, and teacher support mentors, district academic coaches, psychologists, counselors, and nurses. The district recognizes that veteran teachers will recall these increased investments are very modern. Newer teachers likely will not. The district appreciates MUTA leadership, the labor negotiation process, and is hopeful that the parties can work toward respectful resolution that reflects the mutual interests of both parties in the next phase. The board is committed to engaging in good faith during mediation. As is customary and required by California Education Code, the district is not allowed to comment on negotiations to the bargaining unit members or to the general public further. Thank you.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Item number 12, old business. Item 12A1, educational services, renewal of Liberty Charter School and adoption of resolution number 18-2025-/26.
So President Cyber, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have Associate Superintendent Sissel, who made it down the mountain for this very item. Ms. Sissel?
Good evening, President Cyber, Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, Superintendent Lyle. Yes, snow and sleet at Calvin Crest, but nothing could keep me from getting here this evening. So tonight, I'm here to read the final recommendation being made to you, the Board of Trustees, regarding the Liberty Charter School petition. Liberty Charter School submitted to the district a charter petition on July 28th, 2025, requesting renewal of its charter. Liberty Charter School is a middle performing school, so it was analyzed for renewal pursuant to the standards and requirements applicable to middle performing schools. The district administrative team, working with legal counsel, diligently reviewed and analyzed Liberty Charter School's renewal charter petition and assessed it against the standards and criteria for approval or denial of a charter renewal. In conducting its analysis of the renewal charter petition, the district team noted a few areas that required refinement, clarification, or correction to comply with law, best practices, and the standards for renewal. Consistent with our ongoing cooperative relationship with Liberty Charter School, the district and Liberty Charter School met and discussed these issues many times. And Liberty Charter School made the requested revisions and submitted the updated version of the renewal charter petition. It is that updated version of the charter petition on which staff recommendations are based and were published on September 29th, and on which the district board will take action tonight. We would like to thank Liberty Charter School for their hard work and their ongoing cooperation and commitment to a partnership with the district in furtherance of our shared mission of serving students. Based on our analysis and the applicable legal standards, district staff recommends that the Liberty Charter School be renewed without conditions. Staff further recommends that the board adopt resolution number 18-2025/26, approving the charter renewal for Liberty Charter School for a term of July 1st, 2026 through June 30th, 2031.
Thank you. And I open this item for public comment. Ms. Elizondo.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board at this time.
Okay, thank you. Seeing none come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, you have any questions for staff? Seeing none, do I have a motion and a second to approve item number 12A1? State your name when making the motion and you second the motion.
Trustee Cortez, and I move to approve item 12A1 as presented.
Trustee Ahmad, second.
Been moved by trustee Cortez and seconded by trustee Ahmad to approve item 12A1. Ms. Elizondo, would you please poll the board?
Trustee Mejia,
Yes.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 8 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent. 1 vote was preferential.
Okay, item number 13, new business, fiscal services. Item number 13A1, approve governmental accounting standards board 75 actual value results. Superintendent Lyle.
President Cyber Clerk Mendoza, members of the board, we have CFO Garcia here for this item. It's an interesting one. Do we do this one every year, Ms. Garcia? Every 2 years, right? I was just thinking that we don't do this one too often, and it's always a refresher course in the regulations. So Ms. Garcia, the floor is yours.
Good evening, President Cyber, Clerk Mendoza, trustees, and Superintendent Lyle. The district is required every 2 years by the Governmental Accounting Standards Board to perform an evaluation of its post-employment benefits. In this case, it's the health and welfare benefits that we provide to retirees. And so we use the company Foster & Foster, and I have Carlos Diaz that will be doing the presentation and explain to you what this report is about and how the liability looks for the district this year. Carlos, go ahead.
Great. Thank you very much, Arelis. Can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Oh, very, very good. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Arelis definitely gave us the background as to the requirement under GASB 75. Our report, I'd like to start with the summary of plan provisions that the district provides post-retirement medical coverage to retirees that meet certain eligibility requirements. Those are shown on pages 17 and 18 of our report. The eligibility requirements vary by date of hire, and the benefits are payable, or the coverage occurs until age 65 and is subject to a cap. And next slide, please. To perform an actuarial evaluation, we gather census information from the district. That census information is then used in conjunction with the plan provisions to project benefits out into the future. And then we make assumptions about certain behaviors in order to come up with a discounted value of those projected benefits. As of June 30th, 2025, or for our June 30th, 2025 valuation, we included 87 retirees. That compares to 99 retirees as of June 30th, 2023. There were 2,511 actives compared to 2,317 in 2023. That information can be found on page 19 of our report. As I mentioned, we take that census information, we project benefits out, the promised benefits, but we do make certain assumptions as to the behavior of future or future during the future. So for example, we do have make assumptions as to when people will terminate, when people will retire. We do have mortality assumptions, and we also have make assumptions as to how healthcare costs increase in the future. So those assumptions are included summarized on page 20 and 21 of our actuarial report. Those projected benefits are discounted using a 6% discount rate, and that's because the district has monies set aside in an irrevocable trust, and based on its asset allocation, we can justify using a 6% discount rate. And next slide, please. The results of the liability results are shown on page 7 of the valuation. As of June 30th, 2025, the total OPEB liability is $36.5 million compared to plan assets of $13.7 million. So the net OPEB liability is $22.8 million. We compare that to June 30th, 2023, when the total OPEB liability was $32.3 million, compared to $10 million of assets. The net OPEB liability at that time was 22.3. The increase in the total OPEB liability is primarily due to healthcare costs exceeding what we had originally anticipated, but that's offset by increase in the plan assets due to additional district contributions and favorable investment returns during that time. I think that the only other item that I have on this slide is to show that the annual cost of the plan, the district contributes $500,000 into the trust, and makes contributions outside of the trust to pay for benefits as they are paid of $1.9 million. So this is a very quick summary of what's in our reports. These results are used in your financial statements to show in your financial statements what the position of the plan is. So at this time, I'm here to answer any questions that the board members may have.
Okay, and now open this item for public comment. Mr. Zondo.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen. President Seibert, we do not have participants who wish to address the board on this item.
Thank you. Seeing none from forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions for staff? Okay, seeing none, do I have a motion, a second to approve item number 13A1? State your name when you make the motion and when you second the motion.
President Seibert, I so move to approve item 13A1.
Trustee Fleeco, second.
Been moved by trustee Salazar and seconded by trustee Fleet to approve item number 13A1. Lozando, would you please poll the board?
Trustee Mejia,
I abstain.
trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and President Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, one abstention, and 0 absent. There were no
Good.
preferential votes. It was an abstention.
Thank you. Item number 13A2.
Thank you, Mr. Diaz.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Go ahead. Oh, okay. All right. Item number 13A2, approval of the revised application for exemption from required expenditures for classroom teacher salaries. Superintendent Lyle.
So President Cyber doesn't. CFO item, and it's a really important one because we want to make sure that we get it right. We understand that it's contentious. We understand this is negotiation season. We understand all of that. And the last thing we want to do is do anything that looks in the least, we don't want to do anything that looks in the least less than transparent. So we're bringing it all the way back forward to share with you exactly how we ended up where we are today so that we have the opportunity to make it right. Ms. Garcia, if you would please.
Thank you, Superintendent Lyle. Again, President Cyber, Clerk Mendoza, trustees. On September 9, when I presented the unaudited actuals, the Form CEA.
Hey, James, let's pick out the clothes that you want to wear tomorrow, so it's all ready for the morning. Can you do that for me?
It's called the Classroom Expense Actuals, and it's a form that is included in the unaudited actuals every year when we close the books for the fiscal year. And so when I brought it to you, because we didn't meet the 55%, we are, as a district, we are required, or we can do an application of exemption that it goes to Madera County Superintendent of Schools for review and approval. And so at that time, that form, the percentage was presented to you with 47.23% that we were not meeting the 55%. So then the Madera County Superintendent of Schools, I called them and I asked them to help me with the form, because when we compared to Fresno Unified and other districts in our area that they were meeting the 55%, they were using a column to do manual deductions on the form that we were not aware of. And so when we started not meeting the 55%, that was back in 2021, the county only required us to file the exemption. And they review it, they approve it, and we continue with business as usual. So this time we look at the form, and along with, in collaboration with the county superintendent of schools, we were able to identify what programs we could deduct from, do manual deductions from the form, so we can get closer to that 55%.
So Ms. Garcia, was it just our district in Madera County that was given that advice?
No, it was all Madera County districts. I think when I asked Madera County Superintendent Schools, none of them were using the manual deduction column in the form. So as I explained to you, first slide, as I explained to you previously, the forms monitor whether or not a district spends at least a specified percentage of the general fund resources in classroom salaries and benefits. That includes teacher salaries, paraprofessional salaries, it's personnel that is in the classroom. So it doesn't include anybody else other than the people in the classroom. So after we redid the form and we took all the allowable expenditures, the total salaries and benefits was 174.7 million, or 52.10%. We are short 9.7 million, or 2.9%. Next slide. So here is a snip of parts of the form, and you see the column highlighted where it says reductions, overrides, see note 2, 4B. That column was blank in the form that I presented to you on September 9. Those are the amounts that we were able to review and find that we could deduct from this form, all the expenditures. And I explained to you in the last presentation that we have grants that were provided to the district that are not intended for classroom salaries. And so those are the grants that we could manually deduct it here that I was not aware. The county superintendent was not aware, and we were able now to figure it out. And so after taking all the allowable expenditures, the district was able to reduce 61.3 million of current expenditures. And when we divide that with the teachers and paraprofessional salary and benefits of 174.7, it equals to 52.10%. So I explained also to you in last time why, since when this formula has been in our financials. It's been there forever, and it doesn't take in account other costs that are necessary to educate our students. So it doesn't take into account any counseling, any additional support of staff that we have added to school sites because they are not classroom teachers. The other programs not paying for classroom instructional salaries, I listed there all the programs starting with ELOP, mental health grant, Stronger Connections, lottery, arts and music. And you can see the whole list of all the grants and one-time funds that the district received, that these funds are not intended to pay for classroom teachers and paraprofessionals.
So, Ms. Garcia, so wait. So all those years when we were submitting this form and we were leaving this column blank, we were doing it wrong.
Yes, we were doing it incomplete.
So the column is there specifically to call out which funds should not be counted against the 55%.
Correct.
Okay.
Okay. So as I also informed the board that we have the ability to submit the waiver, the exemption to the Madera County Superintendent of Schools no later than September 15. We comply with that when we submit the original form, but because the county in collaboration, say we can do this, do the manual reductions, they send back the file and they ask the district to the manual reductions. So that's why I'm bringing this form back to you, so you can review it and reapprove it as a revised, and so we can send it to them tomorrow. So for review and approval. So one of the reasons for the exemption request, there is 3 reasons that this exemption can be approved. The first one is serious hardship to the school district. I am very happy to say that the district doesn't qualify for that, and because the board and the district has been very careful in maintaining the district in a good financial position. The last one there is the deficiency is less than $1,000. We're not in that case. We are short about 9 million with the revision. But the middle one, it says payment of classroom teacher salaries that are in excess of those paid by other comparable school districts. As you can see the instruction below, it says to attach a classroom teacher salary and benefits comparison for at least 3 other comparable school districts. The comparison should include annual classroom teacher salaries paid at the beginning average and maximum salary levels, plus the average annual employer contribution for health and welfare benefits. So in the previous comparisons, I have all that information in the same table, but they were not summed together. So by the recommendation of Madera County Superintendent of Schools, I redid the tables. And as you can see, I added the base salary plus the health and welfare for Madera Unified, along with the other 4 districts that I'm comparing to. And we choose what to compare. And of course, we want to choose with the districts that we are competing with. So that is Golden Valley, that is our neighbors, Central Unified, that is just down the freeway, Fresno and Clovis. So those are, we only have to choose 3. So we choose 4 in this case. And so when we add the health and welfare in the same way for the other 4 districts, we can see on the first column that is BA only first year, we are number 3. Why? Because our health and welfare contribution is 20,546 for, and this is these numbers are all for 24-25. And so, and you can see in the last column there, it's also saying our negotiations settled for 24-25. Besides us and Golden Valley, all the other 3 districts have already settled, and their 24-25 increases are reflected in those amounts. So we are number 3 in BA only first year. We are number 3 in B plus 30 first year. We are number 3 on BA 60 plus at the 10th year. And at the top range, we are number 4. I want to also clarify that for top range, Madera Unified only has 14 steps on top range. Clovis Unified has 25 steps because they are also including longevity in their salaries, in their salary schedule. Madera Unified don't. We have longevity after year 14. At year 15, teachers start accruing, earning longevity. So that is plus these numbers here.
So wait, so our salary schedule is a bit misleading because you have to actually multiply the factor in, or you have to add the factor in to see what people actually get beyond that last step, because they are getting things beyond that last step, but we just don't have that showing. So that, I mean, I can understand why that would make a perception that that's the end of the line for people, but it's not. Okay, that makes sense. Thank you.
Another thing is Madera Unified has the lowest out-of-pocket health and welfare contribution compared to any of these districts here. So that means that teachers, and not only teachers, but all the employees in Madera Unified that has, for example, Plan 3, in previous years, we were not paying anything out of pocket. So that means, if a staff from another district, they were paying $200, $300 out of pocket. We were paying $0. This year, it went to $103. It's still very low compared to what other districts' employees are paying out of pocket.
And that doesn't show up either, right? I mean, that's
No.
that's one of the things that's also fairly misleading. So if another district had an out-of-pocket expense of $300 per month times 12, and then that has to be deducted from what you see in the salary schedule.
There is money that our staff is saving from in their pocket. Okay.
It's hard to show that, isn't it?
So I also did another table, and this one is comparing to the same districts if we had a settlement with our union partners. So as everybody knows, we have not settled, and now we are in impasse. So if the district and MURA settle on the last best and final offer, the district will meet the 55 in 25-26. Why? Because we're gonna update the salaries for all the MURA members and also for the management non-represented staff that we have not given any raises to them either. And we're also gonna pay the retroactive pay for 24-25 that is gonna be included in the expenditures this year. So if we add the 4%, then Madera Unified will be, the beginning teacher salary will be higher than Clovis, Central, and Golden Valley. So it will move to number 2 in the BA only first year, and to the BA 30 plus first year, we'll move to number 2. And BA plus 60 will stay at number 3 and top range at number 4, because as I explained earlier, some of these districts has a lot more steps in their salary schedule than us. But if we add the $7,250 max longevity at the top range, then a teacher can earn $132,309 a year. And that places Madera Unified at number 3 at the top range. Total compensation. If you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer.
I have a question on the short, on the classroom expense actuals in the front, the short the 9,724,000, the 2.90. What happens with that fund, that money? Where does it go to? What happens to it?
That is not, what is in our financials have not changed, or in ending balance is the same ending balance as what I presented back in September. So this is not money that is floating around somewhere. It's just showing that we're not spending the
9 million.
55%. So it's not saying, it's not like we have $10 million somewhere. It's part of our ending balance.
Okay, thank you.
CFO Garcia, just to make sure I understood this correctly, if you're an expert on that, I'm like, my eyes are getting crossed with so many numbers. So, to make sure I understood correctly, so if we do the 4% increase in the 25-26 school year and pay the retroactive for 24-25, the district will then be meeting the 55% in 25-26?
Yes.
Thank you.
Let me, the public comment.
If you wish to address the board regarding this item, please step up to the podium and state your name and city of residence. If you're joining remotely and would like to make a public comment, click on the reactions icon located at the bottom of your screen. In the reactions window, click on the raise hand button and wait for your name to be called. Speakers will be allowed to address the board in the order they approach the podium or appear on our screen.
Board President Seibert, Clerk Mendoza, board members. Once again, I ask respectfully that you decline and vote no on this waiver to the county. Easily sit here and cherry pick data to insert. Don't have time for that. I will state that it is extremely distasteful to put up a slide that has an outcome that MUTA is accepting 4%. I'm sure that again is going to go over well with 1,300 MUTA members. Continue to do this. Again, each time that this happens, it only strengthens Madera Unified Teacher Association. Stop there.
No other public comment at this time.
Thank you. Seeing none others come forward, I close public comment. Trustees, do you have any questions of staff?
President Seibert, I'd like to just address CFO Garcia because not everybody, I don't think not everybody probably fully appreciates the level of intensity of her job and the level of intensity of scrutiny of the work that she does, or the meticulous nature with which she pursues every single day in which she performs that job. I've said it before and I'll say it again. She's widely considered one of the best CFOs in the Central Valley. And if you work alongside her, you know why, because she takes this very personally. This is her town. These are her people. This is her district. She's been here for her whole career. And the level of honesty that she brings to the table is second to none. She and I both share the distinction of when we do this wrong or when we're not performing our duties honestly, we're up against criminal prosecution. We know that. And that weighs heavy on our shoulders. But I don't think it weighs heavier on any shoulders than hers. And I just want to thank you because I know that this bothered you, that the mistake was made and the misconceptions were generated, and a lot of discussion happened as a result based on misguidance from Madera County Superintendent of Schools. They own that. They're willing to fix that. They're here to help us, and we accept their partnership. We appreciate them greatly, but the misconception that came out of this is really regrettable. I know you feel that way. I do too. And I just want to thank you for having the courage to bring it right back up again, stand up and be accountable for it, and share this information transparently. And I appreciate that that you put so much time and energy into getting this right. And that's not to mention the emotion. because it's real. So thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you. Now I entertain a motion, a second, to approve item number 13A2. Please state your name. We make the motion and you second the motion.
Trustee Fleek, I move to approve the revised application for exemption from required expenditures for classroom teachers' salaries.
Trustee Diber, I second that motion.
Been moved by trustee Fleek and seconded by trustee Dybert to approve item number 13A2. Ms. Lozando, please pull the board for the record.
Yes, sir. And for the record, I wanted to say that trustee Mejia left the meeting at 8:30 during the presentation. Okay, so trustee Ahmad,
Yes.
trustee Cortez,
Yes.
trustee Dybert,
Yes.
trustee Fleek,
Yes.
trustee Salazar,
Yes.
clerk Mendoza,
Yes.
and president Seibert.
Yes.
President Seibert, I counted 7 ayes, 0 nays, 0 abstentions, and 0 absent.
Thank you. Item number 14, announcement. Superintendent Lyle, do you have any announcements for the board?
I have a few. Tomorrow, October 15th, Furman High School will host the College and Career Fair from 9:30 a.m. to noon. The District Safety Committee meeting will convene virtually via Zoom at 5 p.m. On Thursday, the 16th, the Arts Council Harvest Gala celebration is scheduled for 5 p.m. at the Manor Estate. Tickets have been distributed to attending board members. On Friday, October 17th, the Madera South High School Homecoming Parade will be held on campus at exactly 10:53. That's an oddly specific time. Further instructions will be provided to parade judges and drivers. It's always a fun time. And on Monday, October 20th, the DLAC District English Language Advisory Committee will hold its first meeting of the year at 6 p.m. here in the boardroom. That is a very high functioning team and it will be good to see them. On Tuesday, October 21st, the CTE, the Career Technical Education District Advisory Committee meeting will be scheduled for 5 p.m. in the theater room at Madera High School. On Thursday, October 23rd, you can tell there's a lot going on. We will host the Service with Pride and Hall of Fame event. And it will honor Madera Unified's employees who have served 20, 25, 30, 35, and even 40 years of service. Last school year's retirees will be present and the Hall of Fame recipients will all be at Torres High School. The event starts at 5 p.m. And then we have on the 24th of October, the Madera High School Homecoming Parade. It'll take place at 10:30 a.m. and that is always a fantastic tradition for our community. And lastly, in the October cultural calendar, we celebrate Black Poetry Day, celebrated on the 17th. It honors the contributions of Black poets, their rich literary heritage of Black culture, and it commemorates the birth of Jupiter Hammond, the first published Black poet in U.S. history, and promotes the appreciation of Black voices in poetry. And lastly, Filipino American History Month is celebrated in October and it recognizes the contribution to history and cultural heritage of Filipino Americans here in the U.S. It commemorates the arrival of our first Filipinos in North America in 1587. It highlights their impact on American society. We have some fantastic materials for our teachers to explore. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, miscellaneous. Board Advisory Committee updates. Trustees, you have brief summary or any committee meetings you can invite to attend. Include the date, name, and meeting, main topics, and any key takeaways or next steps. Let's keep this updates concise to inform the board and the public. Trustee Ahmad?
Yes, on September 25th, 2025, I had honored of attending along with other trustees the Excellence of Education Award presented by Madera County Superintendent of School. I would like to congratulate all the honorees of their outstanding achievement and dedication to excellence in education. Your commitment, leadership, and service truly exemplify the value and spirit of Madera Unified. And that's conclude my report.
Okay, thank you. Trustee Cortez?
Nothing to report. Thank you.
Trustee Dybert?
Yes, President Seibert. On October this 3rd, I believe it was a Thursday, I visited the newcomers class, Thomas Jefferson, led by Mrs. Bex. And I went and visited because I previously attended a school site council meeting, and Principal Garcia was raving about that class and how the newcomer students, there were some presentations that they did on their graduate profile. And she showed us a video of a student. He was from Mexico. He did part of his presentation was in Spanish and part of it in English. And you can tell the student was very eloquent in Spanish. He went to school in Mexico, and it made him easier for him to also catch the English. So going to student that goes to school in their native language, they catch up the English really, really fast. So she was pretty excited about him. So I asked to visit that class. So I went and visited that class. Mrs. Beck informed me that the students in newcomers class, they stay for about a year. And this year she had students from Thailand, Vietnam, 2 siblings from Argentina, and 1 student from Mexico. It was really neat. I got to speak with them. They exercised, they asked me questions and I asked them and they spoke English. The student from Thailand, I believe, was so advanced that she probably will be exiting the newcomers program before the year to go to another Main Street class. She spoke English. She almost had no accent. She must have had English classes in her native country. In addition to visiting the newcomers class, I had a chance to observe a math PLC meeting in action. And the teacher, it was a 7th grade, and the teachers were discussing the students' challenges. I took note of particularly of Mr. Howdegi. He stated that he does a pre-assessment prior to a lesson to see where the students are, if they're understanding, if they understood their previous lesson. So I do want to thank Principal Garcia for taking the time to accompany me on this visit. And I observed her leadership in action. I saw how she participated and went into the PLC class and she provided feedback. So it was very refreshing to go visit the school. So that's all I have.
Trustee Fleek.
You've been spared. I forgot my paper.
I'll save about 20 minutes off the meeting anyway. Trustee Salazar.
See, on the 24th of September, I attended the Taurus Homecoming Parade, and I like the way the different schools that invite the different feeder schools, and they were all motivated, the students and all excited at the parade. Again, also what Trustee Ahmad said, the Excellence in Education Award, congratulations to the recipients. And on September the 27th, our town had the Old Timers Parade, and like Taurus, they placed first in their performance. And we participated in Fiesta in the Park, which is a collaboration with the food booths. And we had some of the performances of the Marachis and some of the Flocoricos from our local schools, which is it was always nice to see them perform. Attended the rescue mission dinner on October the 2nd. And it's always nice to see some of our students, volunteers from the different groups. And they remember us and they came out and introduced themselves, which is very good. Very, very pleasant students that were out there servicing the community. And the Parent Resource Conference, I've always liked attending this conference. We always have a good turnout from our community. The information that our different groups have there for the different families, different categories, even, preparing for college. And those are different information booths that they had for the parents, which is very good. And again, the Marachi, Taurus Marachi group performed and they did a very good job. So did the band and they were excellent. And their guest speaker, he was a good guest speaker because his history is what our demographics is from here and how he excelled. And he's in the migrant program and he's one of the migrant program leaders. And so he explained how his grassroots was and how he got to his education. And that was good for this community to share that history of his. And that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Trustee.
Nothing to report.
Okay, I attended the CVEC meeting on the 8th of October. And this tells our budget, Prop 98 is about 40% of the state budget. Got a modest COLA coming up, but let's see what else. They're getting $300 million for student teachers. Science of Reading, they have a grant for $200 million. And we talked a lot about CTE, and we had Al Moritrucci, Chair, Assembly Education Committee. We had him for about 2 hours. We had Matt Navarro was supposed to follow him, but since Al was late, Matt got to talk early. So they gave us a lot of time for Al. We really focused on him. And we talked about preschool. Kids that, what are you doing to us? We got teachers now have to change diapers. These kids aren't ready. They have all kinds of issues, and it's making it really hard on us. And we wanted them to address that issue. Kids are coming in too early, coming at 3 years and 10 months. And another thing we addressed was financial literacy class, and actually we talked about mandated classes that we have to take, give our students. That takes away from our career technical education classes. So when you mandate a class like financial literacy, which could be influenced or implemented in a lot of other classes, so we don't have a standalone class, kids have more opportunities to take PT classes, career classes. And a lot of school districts only have 6-period days. We've gone to a 7-period day, mainly because of ELD, because kids can't take career classes. They don't have enough periods when they're mandated ELD. So I talked to them about making ELD an option when they hit high school, because a lot of these kids can be very successful in our career classes. They know English, they can write, but they can't pass the ELD class. So I asked him to work on making it an option. So he wrote it down. He's going to try to work on it, but I don't know if it'll go anywhere. But we need our kids to be able to take our career classes. And if they keep mandating other classes that these kids have to take, they destroy our CET programs in our school and other schools, especially the other schools that only have 6-period days. So my goal is to get rid of these mandates that take away our options for our kids to take on their class schedules. And if they want financial literacy, we can infuse it in some other classes that we have. And same thing with ethnic studies. So there's 2 mandates we could get rid of. Our kids can take more career classes because they're more successful in the career classes. They're learning job skills. So that's the main thing we talked about. Do you have anything to add on that?
No, he listened. He was very interested and stayed after just to speak to us. It was pretty lucky, and he is running for the state superintendent of public instruction.
Yeah, when you told him it was just you and I were talking with him. Well, he says, well, it shows the studies that, kids are in preschool, they do better. But Todd brought up the fact that in, I think,
Finland and other
Finland,
high-performing
yeah.
countries, they start school at 7 years old.
Yeah, and they're high performing.
They're more mature, more emotionally, they're grown, they're more developed. So
He didn't realize that. He didn't know that.
no, he did not know that.
Yeah,
That's true.
that's, yeah. So they need to look at what other countries are doing, and how they're handling. We don't need to have teachers doing preschool and changing diapers, trying to fix kids that are having tantrums. One student attacked the principal, pulled her hair out, kicked her in the throat. She had to go on medical leave. She's back. I mean, there's crazy things going on. So anyway, that's it for my report. Let's see where we're at here. Are we on 15 or are we on 16? 16? Pardon? 15B, okay. Suggested future agenda items. Trustees, do you have any items you would like to board leadership to consider for a future board meeting?
Not for a board meeting, but our mini conference, about two meetings ago, we were given a paper for suggested, topics for the board workshop. And there were some topics that were already filled out for us, which had to do, DLI program, solution tree, counselors. And then they asked us, they surveyed us to see if there were other items, and I submitted my items to the superintendent. But I got an invitation for the board workshop, but none of those suggested items that I submitted were included in it. I sent you a detailed message, so I would like for some of
look at
those
it.
to be touched. Some of them are talking about how Solution Tree supports the district goal, student outcome. So if you can tie that into it, will be good. I'm not sure how the DLI program is going to be presented, but I would like to know what the future will be of the DLI program. I know it'll go up to 8th grade, but then what happens after 8th grade? Where do our students go? Little more specific information that I would like from the presentation. I understand that it's probably lengthy and we only have a little bit of time, but if you can touch on that in your presentation, that would be good for me. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Maybe I should have mentioned this in reports, but on October 2nd, the board got an email from a teacher at MLK, Mr. Moises Somilleda. And he was announcing the fundraiser for the CJSF club at Martin Luther King Middle School. And what he was announcing is the sale of the We Believe in the Fight Against Cancer shirts. And so they're selling these shirts for the month of October. As you may be aware of, October is Cancer Awareness Month. And but they're also promoting the sale of these shirts because they're going to be, their goal is to raise enough money to award a $1,000 scholarship to a Madera South High School senior graduate. So it's a noble cause. The shirts are going to be selling for $10, 5 of which is going to be going towards the scholarship. So from what I understand, it's the sale is going to be on for most of October. And so I would encourage anybody listening to this today to support Mr. Somilleda and his noble cause and the CJSF club at MLK. Thank you.
I have a question on if you guys want to have a future board agenda item. I seen a complaint about a textbook. Information stuff's being studied. So a lot of times we have to adopt, our textbooks and stuff. And like we're all busy. We don't get to read it all. I mean, everything through. Should we consider creating a committee of community members, maybe, or board members can adopt somebody to review all these materials before we adopt them? Let me think about. Yeah, we can talk about it, again later, but it's an idea because I never have time, so a lot of times to go in and see it all. And maybe we had people that had that time that could represent us to look at those materials, because Gladys caught something, sent me in the email the other day that, yeah, I don't like that at all. Now let's move on to events planning. Next regular board meeting is October 28th, 2025. And at this time, we'll adjourn the meeting at 8:55.